Morning, good morning. Good morning. We are here with the work that literally has our hearts. This is the work with our island students that I think most of us are most passionate about. Because our Nantucket community is a rich tapestry of people from all over the globe who have made their home here. And we believe in the power of words to change worlds, to enlarge our students' vision that while they may live on an island, there is no limit to imagination. And we are here to celebrate our winner and finalists of our Young Writer Award, an essay competition held throughout the high school. We want to especially thank our high school librarians and board members, Jill Supranant, who took this competition on with personal passion, and Becky Hickman for her inspiring partnership that cultivates young talent and ensures that these new voices have a place. And for anyone who has been in the high school and the middle school and sees the librarians' works that brings these students every single day the joy of words, and they build community, and they're my heroes of the work that we do. And it is my great honor to present our two judges for this award, reading specialist and educator Sandy Mitchell, an educator and author, and he is this year's Nantucket Book Festival presenting author, Jim Salzer. And our gratitude has no end, because since our beginnings, they have dedicated their time and talent to carefully making these choices. But first, we have a really special guest, author Ruta Sepetys, who was our visiting author last fall and whose books created the theme of this year's essay. And Ruta is globally acclaimed, and her books do everything we wish a book would do, which is we enter worlds and we learn and take a road we never would have traveled. And we're so grateful that Ruta is with us, so please welcome Ruta Sepetys.
Thank you so much for being here. When I received the invitation to take part in the Nantucket Book Festival, I was excited, but I was perhaps most excited for this program. I wanted to become an author when I was 9 years old, and I lost my courage and didn't publish my first novel until I was in my late 40s. And I was often thinking that, oh, stories, how important are they? Especially, I wanted to tell obscure stories, and I've learned the past 15 years the importance of sharing our stories. When we share our stories, we allow others to use their greatest gifts, empathy, compassion, to look through each other's eyes and consider their hearts. And that's why I left my other job and now am doing this full time. I write for young readers. And to see you, young writers, and to read your spectacular work. Strong writing is rooted in emotion, and that takes courage to expose your feelings. But when we do, we might make the world less lonely for someone. And if we can make the world less lonely for one person, we have done our good. So the festival, it was exciting, and we were celebrating the present. Some of us write about the past, but today is about the future. So let's please celebrate our lamplighters who will make the world a more compassionate place. Congratulations. And I think I am introducing Jim Saltzman.
Thank you, Ruta. You have iconic status in our school and among our kids, so thank you so much for being here. Sandy Mitchell. Say again? Okay. Whoa. This mic has issues. Thank you. Sandy Mitchell and I are honored to serve as judges for the Young Writer Award. The student essays were excellent this year. They were really involved, very well developed, very moving, which made it very difficult. Oh, all the way up. Right out of here. Making it very difficult to come to final decisions. This year's prompt was suggested by an inspirational theme based on Ruta's work. And the prompt is a good one. Think about an experience, story, or memory that taught you something important about yourself or others. What lesson did you take from it, and how has it shaped the way you see the world today? Very insightful prompt. Every year we have one winner and 4 finalists. This year they are all seniors, off to school in the fall. We will begin with our 4th runner-up, Delena Garcia Sosa. I guess, Delena, you can come up here. Congratulations, Delena. Delena will be attending Florida International University next year, where she plans to study marine biology. Her essay, The Road to Redemption, gives a stirring description of fighting through issues and reclaiming her sense of who she is. Delena? This will be an excerpt, and I guess you'll have to hold it.
I chose to read the last paragraph of my essay. I continue to fight because I have seen the results. I have tasted the fruits of my labor, and they taste pretty damn good. I will choose the taste of accomplishment after passing my AP exams over getting high any day. I have decided that defeat is no longer an option after the progress I've made. I have come to terms with the fact that I am a nerd. I love learning new subjects, and I love watching anime and playing video games in my spare time. I love watching science documentaries about the ocean. I love reading and learning life lessons through an author's fictional world. I hate superficial people, and I hate fitting in. I choose to worry about the important things in life, like my future, not meaningless high school gossip. I have come a long way from that dark place I lived in for so many years. Although it was a horrible place to be, I am grateful for the struggle if it meant that I wouldn't be the person that I am today without it.
Congratulations. Shake your hand, please. Congratulations. Wonderful writing. Each of the students is receiving a copy of Ruta's new book, as well as a check. All right, we are on to Bianca. Bianca, would you come up? Bianca. Our 3rd runner-up is Bianca Jupp for her tender and extremely moving essay, I Love You, about overcoming fear in the face of terrible loss. Bianca will be attending Fordham University, right, where she will be pursuing a degree in psychology. She will now read an excerpt. You can hold this up to your mouth.
Everyone you know will die. It's such a truistic statement, right? Of course everyone dies. But doesn't some small part of us believe it won't happen? We push so many things to the side because we secretly think we have all the time in the world. The reality is we will never know how much time we have, and cancer definitely doesn't care about what we want. Death always felt like a made-up concept to me, something you just acknowledge because you have to, almost like a conversation starter. Hey, how you been? Did you know we're all gonna die someday? The possibility of dying seemed so far away, it almost seemed impossible. But when my parents sat me down to tell me my mom's cancer had come back a 3rd time, the possibility of death started to become palpable, something I could almost touch. The sicker my mom got, the stronger death became. It bled into my veins, made my stomach ache, and my head hurt. But still, I pushed it away, because my mother was not going to die. Death was only a concept we created to make books more interesting, and in no way would it affect my mother. Even as the cancer consumed her liver, and her doctor regretfully told us there is nothing else they could do, I still believed death couldn't touch her. It wasn't until I heard her take her last breath that I realized we ran out of time.
Bianca, here's your book and check. Wonderful essay. Very touching. Our 2nd runner-up is Estella. Estella, do you want to come up? Estella Groh. Estella will be off to the University of Virginia next year. Her essay, Saying Yes, is an engaging, at times humorous account of overcoming fears and coming into her own while working prototypically in Nantucket on a fishing and lobster trap charter.
One day of critter cruising, I had to jump into action. A little boy whose head barely reached my hip managed to sling a flopping fish into the boat, hook and all. As I rushed to prevent it from giving the boy his first piercing, the boy's father chuckled. After grabbing the fish, I asked the dad how he could stay so calm. He laughed at my question and explained that he overcame his anxiety by saying yes to opportunities that scared him. With each day of reeling and scup and Nick's effortless chatter, I reflected on the father's advice. I began thinking about how I could start saying yes. And so my mission of speaking more with our customers began. I was terrified and probably averaged 10 jokes that led to awkward silence each day and was forever coating my sweaty palms in baby powder. I wasn't as smooth as Nick, but I kept working towards my goal. I crafted daily checklists of social challenges, learn every client's name and leave them with a smile. I spent hours watching YouTube videos on making conversation. My notes app became an archive of stories I collected on each trip. In just a 15-minute drive to our lobster traps, I could learn so much about our passengers. After a few weeks, a father with an autistic daughter wrote an appreciative email. He wrote that Estella showed excellent patience and understanding to calm his daughter, who was nervous of the critter cruise. I was thrilled. I was finally connecting with both kids and adults.
Congratulations, that's wonderful. Sandy Mitchell will present our final 2 awards.
Hi, this is Noah. I'm very pleased to present to you the first runner-up in this year's Young Writer Award, Noah Stringer. Noah is a graduating senior and will attend Wentworth Institute of Technology to study construction management. Can you hear me okay in the back? Okay. In his essay entitled Patience of the Wave, Noah clearly describes the steps necessary to hone his skill as a surfer and how that influenced his ability to be patient. And I'll be reading some excerpts from his essay. Noah writes, "I grew up wanting to be the first at everything. I never really knew what patience was. I just knew slow wasn't an option." He later writes, "Surfing isn't about being first or fastest. It's about balance, timing, and most importantly, patience. Popping up correctly is one fluid movement from horizontal to vertical that requires being totally present and great concentration. I had to learn to be where I was in the process and not where I was anticipating going." He adds, "I've carried this lesson of patience with me. At school, I've stopped seeing writing assignments in English class as something to just get done. I started to connect more with the topics and take the time to think about what I want to say before starting to write." Noah finishes with, "I'll admit it, I still tend to rush ahead sometimes, but the lessons I've learned on my surfboard will continue to carve their way into my everyday life." Congratulations, Noah. Here's your check and your book. Well done, well done. And now it is my honor to present the winner of this year's Young Writer Award, Alex Weisentainer. Come on up, Alex. Yay! I'm so excited. Alex is a graduating senior who will be attending Fairfield University in Connecticut, where she will be studying nursing. Alex composed a beautifully symbolic essay filled with poetic imagery called "Carried by the Current." I wish she had the time to read it in its entirety. Please look at our website where you can read each student's writing in full. Alex. Oh, you need the mic.
A scratched, withered shell rests on the sand shaped by the waves as it holds a quiet and perfect beauty. Living on a small island, I've seen how quickly things, weather patterns, shorelines, the shapes of shells can change. For shells, change can come through shifting weather patterns, unpredictable currents, and changing wave conditions. Like the shell, I have changed too. For me, change has been shaped by my life experiences that are often unexpected, much like the ocean. I've come to appreciate the storms. It's in these conditions that I have discovered the strong, resilient, and beautiful woman I am today. As a child, I faced many challenges that scared me, but also allowed me to grow. When I was 14, I suffered a dip in my mental health that felt very overwhelming. I experienced new, terrifying symptoms and couldn't ask for help, feeling ashamed of what I was experiencing. As an overwhelming mess of emotion rushed through my head constantly, but then I found therapy, which taught me the importance of opening up and trusting others with my emotions. As I expressed my feelings, I realized that they weren't as daunting as they appeared. They were built up and held in, creating a false sense of magnitude. I discovered that I had a core self and a foundation that survived with each crashing wave. The more waves I endured, the closer I came to understanding who I truly am and embracing my strength. The more challenges I faced, the more I grew. I realized I'm strong.
Congratulations. I really hope they read your whole essay. Beautiful. You are so welcome. And please do take the time to see everyone's essays. Congratulations to this year's winners and all of the essay writers for their bravery, as Ruta said, and courage in sharing their words of growth with us. It is now time for high school librarian Jill Supernaut and middle school librarian Becky Hickman to present the winner of the Tharon Dunn Scholarship. Who's going first?
Me. No. Okay, we're gonna try to do this here. Hi, I'm Becky Hickman, the middle school librarian. On behalf of the Nantucket Book Foundation, a scholarship fund and award have been created to honor the life and legacy of Tharon Dunn. Tharon's time on Nantucket was fiercely dedicated to the promotion of books, literacy, and language learning on the island. As a co-founder of the Nantucket Book Foundation, she spearheaded efforts to raise and celebrate the caliber of our island reading culture. In 2005, she co-founded the English Learners Program at the Nantucket Athenaeum to help meet the needs of our growing and expanding demographics. She remained involved and active in the program until her health, unfortunately, prevented her from doing so. Her devotion to and her advocacy for those learning English as a second language led many newcomers to not only language acquisition, but also to access to vital public resources. She lived a life of purpose with integrity and an unwavering care for her community, perpetually aware of an underlying call to service for others. And Senora Supernant is going to read in Spanish.
Deséame suerte. En nombre de la Fundación del Libro de Nantucket, se ha creado un fondo de becas y un premio para honrar la vida y el legado de Tharon Dunn. Durante su estancia en Nantucket, Tharon se dedicó fervientemente a la promoción de los libros, la alfabetización y el aprendizaje del libro de Nantucket. Lideró los esfuerzos para fomentar y celebrar la calidad de la cultura lectura de nuestra isla. En 2005, cofundó el programa para estudiantes de inglés en el Ateneo de Nantucket para ayudar a satisfacer las necesidades de nuestra creciente población. Permaneció involucrada y activa en el programa hasta que su salud se lo impidió. Su dedicación y apoyo a quienes aprenden inglés como segunda lengua permitió a muchos recién llegados no solo adquirir el idioma, sino también acceder a recursos públicos vitales. Vivió una vida con propósito, con integridad y un cuidado inquebrantable por su comunidad, siempre consciente de su profunda vocación de servicio a los demás.
This year's Tharon Dunn Scholarship recipient is, where is she? There she is. Dayanara Garcia Tercios, who graduated with honors from Nantucket High School this past Friday evening. Dayanara began her English language learning journey 12 years ago at the Nantucket Elementary School. Her instructors remember 5-year-old Dayanara as a timid yet tenacious student to whom the language did not come easily. With time and hard work, she eventually turned a corner and began flying through proficiency levels in all skill areas. She soon achieved not only fluency in English, but remarkable success as a student and peer leader in both middle and high school. One of her former supervisors said of her, "Dayanara is an excellent communicator, both in the written word and in face-to-face conversations. She is kind and attentive and has the ability to make people from any generation feel welcome and at ease." This is especially true as witnessed in her connection to Spanish-speaking patrons, and her willingness to go out of her way to provide the best customer service to all. One of her secondary educators, who I think might be here, described her as resourceful and self-motivated with meticulous attention to detail. Dayanara was honored last Friday evening at her graduation from Nantucket High School with the seal of biliteracy on her diploma, formally declaring her competent in all 4 literacy skills in both Spanish and English. Her goal is to continue her education and ultimately become a registered nurse, working with diverse and underserved populations, where her language skills will allow her to extend care to a multitude of patients.
La ganadora de la beca Tharon Dunn de este año es Dayanara García Turcios, quien se graduó con honores de la secundaria Nantucket el pasado viernes por la noche. Dayanara comenzó su aprendizaje del inglés hace 12 años en la escuela primaria de Nantucket. Sus profesores la recuerdan a los 5 años como una estudiante tímida pero tenaz, a quien el idioma no le resultaba fácil, pero con el tiempo y el esfuerzo logró superarse y comenzó a alcanzar rápidamente niveles de dominio en todas las áreas. Pronto, no solo dominó el inglés, sino que también tuvo el éxito notable como estudiante y líder estudiantil, tanto en la preparatoria como en la secundaria. Uno de sus supervisores dijo de ella: "Dayanara es una excelente comunicadora, tanto por escrito como en persona. Es amable y atenta. Tiene la capacidad de hacer que personas de cualquier generación se sientan bienvenidas y cómodas. Esto se evidencia especialmente en su trato de clientes hispanohablantes y su disposición a hacer todo lo posible por brindar el mejor servicio al cliente." Uno de sus profesores de la secundaria le describió como ingeniosa y proactiva, con una atención meticulosa a los detalles. Anteanoche, Dayanara fue homenajeada en su graduación de Nantucket High School con el sello de bilingüismo en su diploma, que la acredita formalmente en las 4 habilidades de lector-escritura, español e inglés. Su objetivo es continuar sus estudios y convertirse en enfermera titulada, trabajando con poblaciones diversas y desfavorecidos, donde sus habilidades lingüísticas le permitirán brindar atención a una gran cantidad de pacientes.
Please help us welcome to the stage the winner of the 2026 Nantucket Book Foundation Scholarship honoring Tharon Dunn, Miss Dayanara García Turcios.
I am truly honored and grateful to be receiving the Tharon Dunn Scholarship this afternoon. I would like to sincerely thank all the donors and everyone involved in making this opportunity possible. Thank you.
So I hope all of you will follow the work again. The work we do with our island students is truly what we think is some of our most powerful mission-oriented, value-oriented work that we could possibly do, because you influence a young mind and you change the world. Thank you so much for being with us.